Yeah, my goose might officially be cooked with this one, but I'm not too big of a man to take a bite of humble pie and admit when I'm wrong, when I was a little bit off my rocker. So a couple weeks ago, I made a video talking about what people call the DoorDash girl. So basically, for those that did not see that video, don't know that story, quick synopsis. DoorDash girl gets an order, goes to man's house, films guy hog out on the couch, posts it on the internet, and then there's a lot of repercussions from that. So lots of people saying, oh, she opened the door to film this guy, or people being like, oh, this guy is a freaking creepo. He set this up. He knew a girl was coming. He opened his door, put the schlong out, flopped it out, and he's getting some sort of pleasure from having her view him naked. A lot of clashing forces, and it was hard to find heads from tails in this whole shenanigans. I tried to find what I thought was the truest, but I ain't the sharpest shooter when it comes down to the most recent details on this story. So as of just a couple days ago, we found out that Olivia was charged with 2 felonies. Oh shit. Oh man, and then I was the guy saying there was a crime committed, that being indecent exposure. I'm frustrated for her because nobody is listening to her. Shit. Give myself a little bit of credit. I did say exactly what ended up being the truth as my my spice pick, so it was out there. Plus, I was like, oh, well, we don't know for sure the fine details. The fine details just happen to be the most important in this case. So basically, she is being charged with 2 Class E felonies, 1 being unlawful surveillance, and 2 being the dissemination of unlawful surveillance images. So basically taking the video and posting the video, which I did say many times, you can't post a video of somebody with their cock out on the internet. There's no way that would be a good idea in the first place. But she's getting in trouble for it because it was illegal to take that video footage in the first place. So she has been arrested for these charges. The court date isn't till December 4th, as far as I can find. She's released right now, and I have checked all the socials of hers that I know about, and there is nothing. She's gone mute. She's gone silent, and she was the exact opposite. I mean, that was my big thing I kept saying. It's like, this girl is very hard to want to believe because she is so I'm just like, come on, chill out, bro. Just don't do it like that, and maybe people will believe you. It seems like she was doing blah because she was maybe lying. Actually, all but confirmed that she was lying. So basically, the big kicker, the detail that I was like, oh, if this details comes out, like, oh yeah, it might change things. It changes everything. The guy had a Ring doorbell, and it shows her opening the door. That was the big argument the first time around. There was freaking tribal warfare going on, trying to decide whether she had pushed the door open and whether she had not. And it is still going on to a degree, but it's looking not good for the Team Olivia fans. Basically, before, people were like, she did push it open or she didn't, and then she was saying, I have proof that I did not push it open. And that was just a hunk of malarkey. This thing that a lot of people are holding out on is that we don't personally have that footage of the Ring doorbell. That's only in reports on the story. Though everything I can find is the guy who is pressing the charges, the guy with his ham sandwich out, he turned it over to the police. And if that was true, which is what we're hearing, we wouldn't have access to that until it becomes like a civil case or something. I don't know how the hell that shit works, but we don't see it now, so there's a lot of people will still honking the horn saying that's bullshit, that's all made up, whatever. But it's just, that's hearsay, this is hearsay. The best information we have right now is that there is proof that she opened the door. There is factually, you can see the records, she has 2 charges against her, and she has been arrested. So that makes you think there's some pretty damn good evidence that she's spinning a little web of lies. So pretty insane turn of events. Apparently, I couldn't find this for myself, but I did find some people saying that the unlawful surveillance was like had a tag of some sort that said amusement/profit. So like she was surveilling or taking video footage of somebody for profit and or amusement, which makes a lot of sense because the second it happened, she blasted that shit on the internet. And I mean, if you look at her TikTok account, her videos have like 20 million views. Like there is no doubt that she was really trying to get this story to blow up, which she did. And there is a video of her that I showed in my first covering of this topic of her being like, and I didn't get paid. TikTok's trying to silence me. They didn't pay me for my huge video. It does seem to be maybe more of a priority for her than you would think if she was just worried about the sexual offense. And that's another thing is like I kept saying in the last video, which I still stand by, like she was very exaggeratory of things. I thought that you could break that down and there was some truth behind it. Doesn't seem to be the case, but she was saying like she had been sexually assaulted when there's just no founding for that terminology. Like in the worst case scenario, it was indecent exposure. For it to be categorized as sexual assault, there had to be contact, and there was no contact, and there was never allegations of contact. So my goose is cooked. Her goose is way, way more cooked. The freaking Bumpus dogs have got a hold of her and are ripping her apart. So Olivia and her silver tongue might have pulled one over on me this time, but it sounds like she's gonna get what she deserves. And with the full story coming out, it's what needs to happen. You can't film somebody in their house. I was always under the impression it was odd that she posted it online. Say that happened to me, I could think myself, oh, this is messed up. Maybe nobody's gonna believe me, so maybe I would film in that case for like self-preservation. Like maybe I could show that to the cops and say, this guy had his hog out and the door is open. I would never have posted that online. That was the number one thing she should have not done. But it makes a lot more sense when you see she opened the door, filmed, and was trying to get clout, trying to get money. Pretty freaking messed up that she did that. And she has some serious potential punishments coming at her for that. So both of those felonies have up to 4 years in prison. So if that was to be held up in the court of law, she'd have 8 years. 8 years. Holy shit, man. So she's 23 right now. Imagine spending 8 of your prime years in prison for trying to freaking destroy some random dude's life for some TikTok views. Like, that's mess, man. That's mess. So we'll see if she gets that whole sentencing or not. I mean, you never really know. But also, I did want to point out that I was saying in my defense of the fellow, if I was going to defend him, I would say he probably is sloshed. That is what the detectives found. He was just super intoxicated that night. There is no signs or proof that there was anything sexual about it. He had gooned, had a couple drinks, crashed, door was shut, she opened it, saw him naked, and bam, there we go. I don't know how she knew that he was naked. I don't know if she just randomly opens every damn dude's door. My guess is that she like saw him through the window or saw him through like maybe there's like glass on the door, I don't freaking know, but she saw something and she was like, oh, let's get his ass. So yeah, that's it. Hey, if I ever find evidence that proves me wrong, I'll tell you. Okay, love you gamers, bye.